what is the realization that we have to have? What is it? Because again and again and again, whatever it is. So when I met Norman Fischer, who's a Zen scholar and a Jewish scholar and a really cool human being, at the time I said, oh, I'm sober. I'm in a 12-step program. And he said, oh yeah, me too. I'm getting sober from the world. And that was one of my favorite expressions I ever heard. And so then what does that mean? What does that look like? And what does it look like specifically for women to be sober from the world in some way? Well, all sobriety, to my mind, boils down to the exact same thing. It boils down to no longer looking out, turning and looking in. Because you describe that circumstance, and that circumstance is based on the notion that conditions can provide states. No, no, if you are living in a permanent state of insufficiency, there is no condition that can bring about a permanent state of whatever is promised within that condition. And this is what we talked about at lunch. How would you describe it? Well, all of these things. And so for a woman, it's a new lover, a new house, a new career, a new yoga practice, a new meditation practice, a new self-help book, a new glass of wine, a new shopping excursion, all of those things. By the way, novelty is one of the primary killers of permanent change, because novelty can pull you out and give you the dopamine long enough to believe that you found a source of gratification with diminishing returns. So we talked about that, and I said, oh yeah, that's like a candle, as opposed to plugging into actual electricity so that you have light. And so what would it be that would have us because with every new candle, it's less work, right? But you're a day laborer to lighting that candle every day, as opposed to finding the plug and plugging it in, right? That's the hard part. Like finding the plug in the dark is almost impossible, and it takes a long time. Sometimes, in Buddhism, it takes lifetimes, is the idea, unless you're in Tibetan Buddhism, then you get it in one lifetime. But the idea is that we're all kind of walking through the dark. What's the darkness? The darkness is in Buddhism what's called klesha. In 12-step, it's what's called your character defects. But in Eros, it's what's called tumescence. It's just basic smog that lives in your system from conditioning. That's all it is. And so you're having to move through all of that until all of the lights go on. And so you're going to stop and use the temporary measure of, oh, I'm in the light. But you gotta keep doing that forever, always with the diminishing returns, with the light going out, and you're always disappointed every time. Oh my God, this person was going to make me happy. What we don't understand is that in those temporary measures, there's built-in disappointment. There is no way to not be disappointed. None. Zero. Like, it's built in. But if you find the source, if you find the plug, then there's no way to be disappointed. I mean, it's not like you don't feel waves in your existence, but you have a fundamental state of sufficiency, and everything is experienced through that state. So that it's like, oh, I didn't know people could be such jerks, or oh, I didn't know the media could be so corrupt, or oh, I didn't know these various things. But it's not devastating, and it doesn't impact your capital. It doesn't it doesn't, like it might impact your interest, but it doesn't impact your basic ground of living. And so that's our question, is what would have it be that, and we don't know. I don't know. Maybe you know. But it's like the same thing with somebody who's drinking every day. What has it be that person just wakes up, boom, this isn't working? And what would have it be that women would wake up and stop trying to, stuff their hole with, another lover, another something, another whatever it is, another travel. I have all these friends on, like anything, like what would have it be that we first and foremost invest in our fundamental sense of sufficiency, period, and then from that point, explore all of these things. Everything is cool when you have it. Nothing is cool when you don't. Like we used to say with Om, if she's not turned on, there's nothing you can do right. If she's turned on, there's nothing you can do wrong.